Well, it's that time again. Time to customize my Nintendo Switch, and AliExpress may have provided a way to do that. Well, let's not babble too much in the intro. Let's get into it. Welcome back to another episode of We DIY, and before we get into the project of today, I'd like to say don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button. And if you're interested in keeping informed of new videos such as this one today, don't forget to click the bell. And today we are customizing the Nintendo Switch once again. If you guys have been following my channel for a while, because I did do this video a while ago, you remember I had button caps, and I believe the company was called Skull and Company, and pretty much all these things did was stick on top of your buttons. It was pretty much a cover for them, and after I don't remember how long it's been since I made that video, it had to have been more than a year ago. They're still on there. They're still sticking on there. They haven't come off. I have never peeled them off to see whether it left any residue. I know someone asked me, and I thought, due to the adhesive that they were using, I don't think it's gonna leave any residue, but we're babbling here. Now it's time to customize it again, and we got these, I guess that's Tintin. That's definitely not Titan. That's not how you spell Titan, so it's Tintin and skin. And right away, once I got this, I was kind of disappointed, and we're gonna get into that as the video progresses. Why this thing disappointed me already before I even got it out of the packaging and on the Nintendo Switch. We're not going to be putting any skins over top of these Joy-Cons. If you haven't seen the video on these Joy-Cons, these are another Chinese knockoff. But honestly, after all the Chinese knockoff Joy-Cons that I've done on this channel, these are by far the best. I wouldn't say because of their function, because they are lacking some functions, but because of their design and form factor, they really do pretty much look like they used the actual Nintendo Switch Joy-Con mold. If you're interested in seeing the video on that, there will be a link at the top of the screen. At some point, I'm going to be doing a more in-depth and updated review on this on reviewsbythisguy.com, so don't forget to go over there and bookmark that, or follow me on Twitter at We Deem channel, and I will leave that link there, and you can go ahead and check that out. But for now, check the video out. So these are not going to be going on here. We're actually going to be using the regular Joy-Cons, the official Joy-Cons. That's where the skins are going to be going, because there's a skin, I believe, for the back and for the Joy-Cons. So we're going to be going and getting into that. Obviously, we're going to have to go ahead and clean the Nintendo Switch, wipe it down, and for that I got a microfiber cloth. I'm not going to be washing this, so hopefully this microfiber cloth will get most of the fingerprints and skin oils off of there. Let's get this open and let's check it out. Let me talk a little bit about it. Looks like they might. What is this? Inside the packaging, there's a patch install cleaning kit, so they've actually provided something to clean with. I don't know if there's some directions in here. Hopefully there are. And I should have 2 sets of these in here, because as I said before, someone asked me whether these Skull and Candy ones left any residue on. Skull and Company left any residue on there, and I've never taken them off, and I didn't want to take them off because I didn't have any extras. So this time, as you can see, I bought extra ones just in case, so I can rip it off, see if there's any residue, let you guys know if it leaves any residue on there. See, spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button. Let's get this open, although I don't know if you can pick that up on camera. Hopefully when I do color correction, the prints seem to be different shades. But as you can see, I'm going to show you exactly why I'm pretty disappointed in this. I thought this was going to be clear. There's a Nintendo Switch logo on the back, which looks 10 times better, of course, and it's upside down. I thought that this part was going to be the only thing that was printed, and this was going to be clear, so all you were going to do was see that Switch logo. Also, looking at this, it's going to be a black logo, which is crazy. It's a black logo on a dark background. Somebody didn't take their graphic design. It's horrible. It should have been white like this one. So that's pretty upsetting. And you got the Joy-Cons. This goes over the Joy-Cons. This will stick on there as well. These both go on the dock. I mean, I guess we could get the dock. I still have it, but unfortunately, like I said, the cats, they peed on it. Damn cats. Destroying my expensive stuff. Either way, let's get into wiping this down. There are no directions. So I guess you're on your own with this. There are absolutely no directions. I'm going to lay that down like that. I was going to bring in a sheet or a towel or something so my switch wasn't laying on this. Alright, we got the wet wipes. This is pretty similar to when you get a screen protector for your phone. You got your wet wipes, you got the dust absorber, you got the guide sticker. I always suck at these. Let's first wipe it down a little. Great. I always love when it reveals scratches. There are quite a few scratches on the back of my Switch. It's one of the reasons why this is a big pain in the butt. Dust. Can never keep dust off. You pretty much take this thing and wipe over it and try to get as much of the dust off as possible. But the thing is during the process, when you get to the next step, the dust is falling right back on it. It is so frustrating. It's not as bad as cat hair though. Now they got these guides that I don't know, they never work for me. I'm probably not doing this right. There's no directions whatsoever, so I don't know exactly how I should put these guides on or how the guides work, because I never really use them when I do the whole cell phone thing because it never works. I mean, there are some directions here, but they suck. Then I wonder if this will probably come off a different way. There is no way I'm getting this lined right. Just so you know, I suck, as you can see. Yep, that's gonna be horrible. I tried to use the speaker grill as a guide, but you can tell it's hanging right off the edge there. Funny thing is it looks like I got it on there pretty good, pretty lined up. I wouldn't say it's perfectly lined up, but that right there, it's not lined up too well. We're right at the edge there. It's hanging over. I will say, once you got this down, it's down. It's not perfect. It's not perfectly aligned to it. It does look kind of cool. It would have been better if this was a transparent sticker and the only thing that was printed on here was this part. I'm not gonna even bother with these darn guides here. It looks cool. It would look a ton cooler if it was aligned. I think it's slightly slanted and that's the issue, but I think even if I lined it up, it still wouldn't be perfect. I'm actually gonna raise it up and see. No, leave it down. Trying to eyeball this. Alright, let's put this off to the side. Well, it's been a few weeks since I applied this skin to the back of the Nintendo Switch. I didn't want to take off these button caps because I didn't know how I was going to get them back on, because I couldn't remember where these were. These are the adhesives used to stick these button caps onto the buttons. I have found those, so now we can take these off and apply these to the Joy-Cons, because buying used Joy-Cons, even the ones that are defective, is far too expensive. I'm also going to apply this to that, And then we're gonna end up, I don't know if I'm just gonna peel this part off and see if the adhesive just comes off, or is it gonna make the back of the Nintendo Switch all nasty, like pulling off a sticker, and have all that residue left over, or is it gonna be clean? I never pulled these off to see if the adhesive made nasty residue on that too, so we're gonna go ahead and find that out today as well. Well, here you go, we're gonna peel it off, and already it sounds like it's gonna leave residue. I can hear it. And it does look pretty nasty under there. You can definitely see that it looks pretty disgusting. And when you pull it off, there's not much residue left over from this little adhesive sticker, so that's pretty good. And it doesn't feel sticky at all. There's not much sticky. There's a little stickiness on the actual button. As you can see, just a little in there. I know. Cut my nails. I told myself I was going to do it before I made this video, and I didn't. As you can see, it left a very minuscule, very tiny amount of residue that could just be wiped off. The buttons are not sticky either. Alright, we're going to start to apply this. Now, the kit does come with guides, as you've seen in the beginning of the video. When I did the back of the Nintendo Switch, I'm not going to use them. I'm going to try to go eyeball it. I probably should try to peel off these things. That'll make it easier to eyeball and use the cutouts as a guide. All right, we got all the cutouts out. I'm going to go ahead and peel that up. And I'm just going to guide it down on the buttons. And honestly, I think that worked really well. And there it goes. That was obviously easier to apply that than it was to apply the one on the back straight. The one on the back isn't exactly straight. It comes a little farther out on this side than it does this side. But it doesn't look too bad. Alright, I believe this thing's going to be a little more difficult than this. Obviously, the buttons on the Joy-Cons had more of a guide. All the guide here is these lights, and they don't recess. Therefore, there's nothing to slide them down on. So this is going to be a pain to line up, just like the back of the Nintendo Switch. I can definitely tell that that's not straight. Down here, as you can see, if you go up the line, it doesn't taper right. It's not straight at all, but it's good enough. And that's what it looks like on. And as you can see, the lines do not match up, so I probably would have been better off putting this on while the Joy-Cons were sitting in here. I'm not too bothered by it for the plain and simple fact that I don't even use this controller adapter, so it's not gonna bother me too much. I'm lying, it is bothering me a little bit, but I'll get over it. Because if you push it down more, as you can see, it lines up a little more. It is what it is. I think it looks really cool though. Now, time to get to the real question. After a few weeks of this skin being on the Nintendo Switch, does it leave residue? So I'm gonna go ahead and peel just this corner. I'm not gonna go and peel the whole thing off. I think just a corner of it will be enough to see whether it leaves residue. If I'm able to stick it back down, I'm gonna do that so I don't waste a skin. And as you can see, I personally do not see any nasty residue left behind, as you may see with some stickers, some decals. And there goes the finished product. I think it looks really cool. I mean, it adds a little appeal to the rather bland gray Joy-Cons. And it does look pretty cool on the back as well. The only thing I wish they would have had skins for the back here, but I mean, that's not all that big of a deal. I guess they were trying to leave these showing, you know, the logos here, and it still looks pretty cool. They're pretty cheap. I think they were, together buying 2 of them was $13.98. I'm gonna guess they were like $7-8. I'm gonna leave the price up on top of the screen. I never prepare for this and never have the price right in front of me, so that will be on the top of the screen. If you have any questions on these Tintin and skins for the Nintendo Switch, leave those down in the comments down below. I couldn't imagine you would, but just in case you do, leave them in the comments down below. If you guys have put any other type or brand of skins on your Nintendo Switch, please leave those in the comments down below. Let me know how good they were, how easy they were to put on. Did they leave a residue on your Nintendo Switch at any point? If you liked what was contained in this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up. If you thought this video was just a plain waste of time, these skins suck, they look like garbage, and they're a waste of money, you can always go ahead and hit that thumbs down. If you think that I did a poor job of putting them on, I understand the thumbs down. Do consider to share amongst friends and the rest of your social media, and as always, don't forget to let me spend my money so you don't waste yours by hitting that subscribe button.